Greetings. This is attorney Della Welch with some information about how to change child support or spousal support in California. This is intended to give you some ideas, not to replace your attorney on this matter. The first thing we need to do is get a FL 300 form. Now, some of the reasons that you may want to go up on child support is maybe your husband that you divorced, John Doe, has just received a big promotion. Or it might be that he has been laid off and so he would want to change and lower support. Generally, it's a substantial change of material circumstance that requires a modification. Sometime the passage of time, the kids are older, they're more expensive. Those are some of the reasons that we would modify support. Some people want to modify every 6 months. But what we do is fill out FL 300, and here you would put your name and the background information, Superior Court, County of Riverside or LA, and the address, and then the petitioner's name, John Doe, respondent Jane Doe, and then request for order, and put an X on change, and put an X on child support. If you wanted to modify custody, child custody, you would put an X in child custody box. If you wanted to change visitation, you'd put an X in that box. And then if you want to modify spousal or partner support, put an X in that box. If you're asking for attorney fees and costs, put an X in that box. And then the form goes down to notice of hearing 2, and then put Jane Doe respondent. And then you will leave blank right now a court hearing and the date, and then you will turn to the next page. Okay, continuing on, we're looking at the next page of FL 300, and we put nothing there. And then we go to the third page of FL 300. Okay, continuing on, you can look at B on the third page. I want to change a current order for child support filed on, and put the date it was filed, and then put what the prior court order was from, say, example 500 to the statutory guidelines. And then indicate on number 4, spousal support, and item B, I want the court to change the current support order filed on and put the date. The court ordered maybe 200 of support or whatever. And then check C. The request is to modify, change spousal or partner support after entry of judgment. I have completed and attached spousal or partner declaration attachment FL 157. That's an important declaration if you're asking for any changes in a spousal support order. Then let's go to the next page. We don't do anything on property control at the bottom of that page. And then the last page, we date it, and then we put our name, and then sign the form. Then what you need is an income and expense declaration, which is FL 150. So this form you should complete every 6 months. If you don't have a current one on file, make sure you fill it out. So enter FL 150 into your machine, and then remember on the support modification, it's a request for order, and enter into Google FL 300. And then on the income and expense, make sure you date it, put your name, and then sign it. So that's very important. And then sometime they want your couple of payroll attachments, and make sure you attach that to your form. But the big thing on this one is FL 157. So what you do is you go Google the form FL 157, and let's look at that. Petition, you put the name like John Doe, respondent Jane Doe, put the case number, and it's a declaration for default. You don't want to put that, but check the box for other and put modify order of support, and then put spousal or domestic support. Check A, enter judgment for spousal domestic support for, and then petitioner respondent, whichever one you are. And then put B, modify the judgment for spousal or domestic partner support. And if you're wanting to terminate jurisdiction, that'd be item D. Probably the best answer if you're trying to modify would be 1B and not do the 1A. Then if you're asking for attorney fees, be sure and check that. And then what we have here is Family Code 4320. This section, this is the spousal support declaration. And it says the supported party has the following job skills. So you may want to put, I graduated from high school, or you may say, I graduated from trade school, I trained as a secretary. If you've gone to college, indicate that occurred. And then indicate how long you have been employed. Some people have been employed ever since high school, and the only skills they have is a clerical person. So that would be 3 sub 1. Sub 2, the current job market for the job skills of the supported party. You may want to put jobs as a clerk are readily available locally, but you may want to indicate COVID has impacted the job market and has made it difficult to get work in that area when people are quarantined. Item 3, the supported party would need the following: time and expenses. You may want to put that's not applicable, I already have job skills. Or you may want to put, I want to become a teacher, I need 3 more years or 4 more years of education. 4, to develop other marketable skills, I need the following training. You may say, I want to go to college to become a teacher. I would like money to become a paralegal in order to make more money. So you would just adapt that to what you want. And then next page, item 3, provide any facts to indicate the party's earning ability is or is lower. I just put non-applicable. I have worked full-time since high school. Item C, provide any facts that indicate that the supported party contributed to education. You can say, I worked full-time during the marriage, so respondent could go to school and get an MBA. My income was the sole support for our family. My income paid the bills for him to go to college. Say, I worked a lot of overtime so he could become a professor. That's a sample.